Hello guys. So I've been sick for the past couple weeks. Thanks God I'm feeling much better now. I wanted to make this video for a very long time, but I just couldn't. I lost my voice, but now it's much better. This video is not about which character needs to be nerfed or buffed. I think there's a lot of people that already talked about it. There are so many videos on YouTube now, but I think there's something that people haven't talked about. Is for modern control thing. What I think some characters, or maybe all of them, need is mostly for the layout. The way some of those characters were designed for modern control. I really want to talk about it, and it's not a lot, just three things that I think right now they need. So if you like those type of content, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Alright, let's start with Cammy. She's a very strong character. I want to make that clear right away. Nothing I'm about to say means she's bad or that you shouldn't play her. She's still strong even with modern controls. But there's one thing about her that I really do not like. And this is actually an issue that some older characters also have. I think Capcom should go back and look at some of the launch roster characters and clean things up a bit. Cammy is a good example of that. So if you look at her assist combo, which is crouching light kick, and then crouching light punch, and then light spiral roll, it is great. There's nothing wrong with that. It is hit confirmable. The light spiral roll will not come out, which is great. The problem is that the combo is basically the same thing you get if you press down light. And then you can manually input light spiral roll or just press down SP. You see that? So we basically have two different inputs that lead to almost the same combo. It feels kind of redundant. I don't really understand why Capcom designed it that way, but I think for the balance patch that's coming in a couple weeks, Capcom addressed this issue. Like, I really hope they fix it, because that's the main reason why I don't want to play her, I think the other character that I can think of that have that same issue is probably Modern Zangief. So his crouching, his assist medium is crouching medium punch. So you would think that pressing down medium, you would get his crouching medium kick. Well, guess what? Nope. You get the crouching medium punch again. What's the point of having assist medium for crouching medium punch and down medium for crouching medium punch again? So I think Capcom need to see if they can fix that, because I know they worked on Zangief before, because I believe when the game came out, his assist heavy was the headbutt, and if you were to press forward heavy, you would get also the headbutt, but they remove it and they give him the overhead, which is great. So I don't understand why they worked on that and just say, you know what, we're just gonna keep assist medium for crouching medium punch and down medium for crouching medium punch. I don't understand. So I hope, even though I know they won't do it, they won't change anything, because they barely worked on Street Fighter 6 for the last 2 years now. We barely get any content anyway, so I don't think they will actually work on it. But yeah, I'm crossing my finger. We never know. Maybe they will address that issue. Okay, so let's move on to the next subject. I don't want to spend too much time on that. Alright, the next thing I want to talk about is something Capcom has been experimenting with recently. The first time I really noticed it was with Elena, who was the last character released in Season 2, I believe. After that, we also saw similar ideas with characters like Sagat and Sea Viper. Alex might have something like this too, but from what I've seen of his moves so far, I'm not completely sure yet. Honestly, he might not even need it. but it's pretty clear that Capcom has been experimenting with the system and it actually works really well. Because of that, I wouldn't be surprised if they keep using it for future DLC characters. And what I'm talking about is directional SP input. So things like down back SP, down SP, and down forward SP. Erina is a really good example of this system. She has a move called Link Song, and if you look at her move list, it does not show it. Even if you press R3 or RS to see manual control or modern control, you will not see it, right? But it doesn't mean that she does not have it, because she does. So basically, if you press down forward SP, she will cover a greater distance than pressing down back SP. Okay, it is not the same thing, it's a different version. Okay, and the medium version is pressing down SP. So that's the light version, down back SP, medium version, down SP, and the heavy version, down forward SP. Okay, so technically, she is not the very first character in the game with something like that. I believe JP actually had a similar system since the game launch. Even though you can manually do it by pressing down light, down medium, and down heavy, you can also press down back SP, down SP, and down forward SP. Okay, so you get different version of his spike. But it feels like Capcom has been exploring this idea more with newer DLC characters like Saga and Sea Viper, and because of that, I really hope Capcom goes back and looks at some of the launch roster characters and see if they could benefit from having something similar, you know, and that could definitely be helpful for the modern community. Now, are we going to see that in the balance patch in March? Probably not. But hopefully in the future, Capcom revisits those characters and see if they can give them some of these extra options where it actually makes sense. Because honestly, it would make Modern Control feel even better and give some characters a little bit of, how can I say it? Give those characters a little more depth, okay? I really hope they goes back to those characters and, you know, trying to fix things. Okay, so now let's talk about Cammy. Yes, Cammy again. I know some people are not going to like it, but I really don't like how she is designed for modern controls. Some of her tools are done really well, but there are also a few things that just drive me crazy. And honestly, Cammy isn't the only one. Akuma has a similar issue. Because there are some design choices that it just makes no sense to me. So let's talk about it. First, Cammy assist medium. Her assist medium gives you standing medium punch, standing light punch, OD spiral roll, and then level 2. So something like that. It is pretty good. I like it. The problem is that the standing light punch doesn't always connect. Depending on the distance, if your standing medium punch hits, the standing light punch can actually whiff. Okay, so what I mean by that is that if I'm standing right here and I do standing medium punch, it connects, but the light punch won't connect. So I do, you see, it whiff. Like you literally have to be close to do that. If you're not that close, this distance right here, it just whiff. So I think maybe they should remove the standing light punch, you know, and just go to all this power roll. Just saying. But basically, you have to be pretty close for that standing light punch to connect consistently. If you're not close enough, you only get the first hit and that's it. Okay, I think on counter hit, it is +8 her crouching medium kick is 8 startup. So you can actually, from a long distance like this, you can do that. Okay, that is not an issue. Whatever combo she has, I don't know her combo, but yeah, on counter it can work. But if it's not counter it's just not gonna work. Okay, it's just not gonna work. So you have to be pretty close for that standing light punch to come out. And that's really strange to me, especially because the standing medium punch cannot be drive rush cancelled. What? Yeah, you cannot drive rush cancel from the standing medium punch. Now, let's look at her medium button, which is standing medium kick. Great poke. I really love that button, okay? It is a really good poke. It is a strong button in neutral, but the problem is you also cannot drive rush cancel from that button either. So you cannot drive rush cancel from it, and you cannot drive rush cancel from the standing medium punch. So think about that for a second. You got 2 of the medium buttons available for modern control that you cannot drive rush cancel from. These are 2 very good buttons, okay? But you cannot drive rush cancel for them, and one of them can whiff depending on the distance. So what exactly are we supposed to do with that? I mean, I know there are some good players, who figure some things out, but others just feel like that is not good. It needs to be changed. It needs to be removed. I personally think that Capcom needs to remove that standing medium punch and replace it with a crouching medium punch. Okay, let me go back to classic Cammy. Crouching medium punch is one of Cammy's best buttons. Okay, it is used all the time. It is very strong, and most importantly, you can drive rush cancel from it. Okay, compared to her standing medium punch that you cannot drive rush cancel from it. So imagine how much better the assist medium would be if started with crouching medium punch. Personally, this is what I would recommend to Capcom for assist medium. So it's gonna be this crouching medium punch, OD spiral roll. Well, I'm pressing the wrong button. Oh my god. Kick? Right, okay. And then we just cancel it to a level 2. I think that's good. You just don't have to mash buttons, because that's gonna be punishable on block if you get that OD out. Okay, there's a lot of characters with some bad assist medium combo. Okay, what's his name? Bison is one of them, because if you mash the crouching medium punch, you would get the OD special, which is punishable on block. Okay, but they can do that for her too. Okay, so just imagine how much better it's going to be if she actually has that crushing medium punch. Right now she has great poke, standing heavy kick, and standing medium kick. Those are strong neutral tools, but having a standing medium punch in the assist medium, it just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, they need to remove it. Now, Kami is not the only one. There's also Akuma, like I was saying earlier. So his target combo is assist medium. Okay, it's pretty good, but the issue with that, it's a short range. Okay, it does not. You see that? This is bad. If I was using his crushing medium punch, it would connect. But standing medium punch, short range. But if I'm using the standing medium kick, it will connect. But personally, I think Capcom should remove that standing medium kick for the medium button and use that for Akuma target combo, which is assist medium. So you take the assist medium and put it into the medium button, so medium, so we get that target combo, and then assist medium becomes Akuma crouching medium punch. So we can basically do, let's say this is crouching medium punch, and then so instead of having target combo, we just got something like that, crouching medium punch, and then this, you know, or whatever else they might think of. I think that would be helpful for Akuma. That's just some of my ideas, you know, it's just my opinion. You are free to disagree, and if you have better option suggestions, you can let me know and we can talk about it. But honestly, he's not the only one. There are other characters too, you know, I just don't remember which one. They also have that very same problem. So I really hope that Capcom goes back to those characters and look at what they can do to fix them. Now, realistically, they probably won't touch it, but you know, everybody's making their list for the balance patch of March. So this is mine. This is three things that I really want Capcom to change, and let's hope that they actually do something about it. Maybe not now, but later on, you know, they just see what they can do. So I'm not gonna make this video too long, probably long already. Let me know what you think in the comment, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.